Listen, can we please talk about this what do you bring to the table conversation I hear my fellow men talking about? Listen, I love you. I'm one of you. But I don't understand this argument because men of means don't go around asking other women what they bring to the table. And in 36 years of me being on this earth, I have never heard another man ask a woman or heard another man tell another man in conversation that what does she bring to the table? There's no need for that. We date the woman. We see if she has qualities and things that can provide and enhance our life. And if she does, then that builds a relationship. If not, we slide. We also look to see if we have something that can enhance their life. We don't walk around here and say, hey, what do you have to offer? I have this, I have that. You don't have, what are you bringing to the table? We don't do that shit. Because if you know how to pick a partner, you know what to look for in a partner to help enhance you and what you can give to enhance that partner. You don't need to walk around asking what it is that they want. And men of means don't ask that question. That's just kind of weird.
What we need to know is that, can we use what's on the table together? Don't be offended. Don't be hurt. We know you're amazing. We want to hear you say how amazing you are. What do you bring to the table?
I love it when men say what you bring to the table. My darling, I bring souls. I bring life into this world. So no, baby, it's you. What do you bring to the table?
Let's address the men with the what do you bring to the table analogy. First of all, sir, if you're the type of man that asks this kind of question, what do you bring to the table aside from your dirty laundry, salty attitude, and inconsistent tendencies? You bring all your shit to our table and expect us to clean it all up. And in some cases, we have your baggage, your insults, and your nonsense screwing up our perfect centerpiece. How's that for an analogy? Listen, just because you brought something to our table does not mean it was desirable. Let's just get that straight. But I'm assuming you're talking about money, which is funny because you're usually the same people that expect us to maintain the age-old gender role of homemaker, all while pulling up our bootstraps and being the breadwinner. Don't know anyone expects us to cook the bread if we have to go out and earn it, but what do I know? Hey, maybe we can put the oven on wheels and bring it to the office. But in that case, I think you fail to realize that we built the table, secured it, and set it. And you want to ask what we brought to it? After we bought the food, cooked the food, and cleaned up after it? All you have to do is chew and swallow. I know you'd like to be recognized for it, but I don't think so. See, here's the thing about living in 2021. Women are more than capable of being independent. We had our table stacked long before you showed up to sit at it. See, you can't ask us what we brought to the table if you refuse to open your eyes and see what we're carrying. But you don't want that. You want to deflect all sense of accountability by invalidating your partner's contributions. And your table analogy implies a sense of superiority over the person supplying the majority of the income. But duality is not an option here. You can't expect all the benefits of a homemaker if you want a financial contribution of greater or equal value. And if you think we can do both, then the question then presents itself of why can't you? So if you're sitting at our table and getting all your needs met as a result of what's on top of it, don't insult us by asking what we brought to it. Because here's the thing, if someone's living as an individual, there's only a single contributor to the lifestyle. But in a relationship, there are two people and there should be an equal distribution. But just because someone's contribution doesn't mirror yours doesn't mean it's not of equal value. And every time we try and take a contribution from you to try and lessen your burden, we get accused of slacking on another one. Yet at the same time, you'll tell us we're expecting too much if we ask for emotional support after you worked all day. You can't hold us to a standard that you yourself refuse to fulfill. So I'll end with this. Either way, asking your partner this is incredibly insulting, whether they're male or female. But if you're wondering why you're not getting 100% of their effort, maybe it's because you diminish everything it consists of. Just saying.
When a man asks you, what do you bring to the table? What did you hear him just say?
When a man or a woman asks this, number one, they have unrealistic expectations. Number two, when someone asks this question, you may have to sacrifice your dreams because someone who's asking this question does not understand that relationships are about growth. Relationships are about education and that people are constantly evolving and changing. And what you bring to the table now might be different a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, a decade from now. Number three, There's an assumption that what you're bringing to the table is less than what the other person is bringing to the table. Number 4, you're going to be playing a role in the relationship. You don't matter. Your role in the relationship is more important and more valuable than the actual person in the relationship. And number 5, because the relationship is built off of expectations and not values, it's not going to be very fulfilling and is not likely to last.
What is something that you'll get a lot of hate for if you say it out loud?
What do you bring to the table is a loaded question. It's not meant to be answered. It's being used as a tactic to invalidate women and make them feel like they don't bring enough, so they should settle for whoever will take them. I've seen every answer by multiple women of different calibers across this app, and they've all managed to get discredited and torn down in the comments. I've seen the businesswoman. I have my own business. I bring degrees. I bring a high credit score, my own money, my own house, my own car. I bring insurance, health and dental. I bring a retirement fund, a 401k. I bring stability. And the men in the comments will go, stupid woman, you gonna die alone. Men don't care about your accolades, only women care about money. We want peace. Can you cook and clean? Okay. Then I've seen the complete opposite answer. I bring emotional stability. I bring peace of mind. I bring support. I cook and clean. I'll rub your back. I'll pack your lunch. And those same men will go, so basically you bring nothing. I don't need a mom. I can cook and clean for myself. Back rubs won't pay the bills. Bro, I'm confusion. At this point, it's giving trick question. I just wanted to invalidate you.
It asks you, what do you bring to the table? What did you hear him just say?
Reduce yourself to a list of attributes I can use to assess your potential to improve the quality of my life. But please keep in mind my ego will not allow me to respect any value you have that exceeds my own.
Ladies, what do you bring to the table?
I am the table.
Honestly, probably stress and titties.
What's up with men's obsession with finding a woman who cooks and cleans? It's like, do you want a chef? Do you want a maid? Do you want a secretary, an assistant? Or do you want an equal partner? Do you cook? Do you clean? What do you bring to the table? I keep seeing videos on TikTok about guys who say that they found someone and they're like, and she could cook and she could clean? What can you do? Okay?
Cishet men be having the nerve to fix their mouth and ask women, what do you bring to the table? And this be the table. Cheap. Barren. Not even a tablecloth in sight. You got all these questions and you're not giving mahogany wood? Oh, okay. You don't even have a good foundation. Where the fuck do you expect the girls to lay their silverware? You asking what do you bring to the table? Half you bitches don't have headboards, nonetheless a table. Child, I need all you Kevin Samuel Disciple Bill bitches to lay that shit to rest. Y'all are embarrassing.
I had this friend and I was dating someone and she was like, oh, ask him if he has any single friends, put me on. So I talked to him and I'm like, hey, yeah, my friend, she's interested. If you have any friends, let me know. He's like, let me see a picture of her. I'm like, okay. Show him. And he's like, yeah, I ain't got nobody for your friend. And I'm like, okay, well, don't do my friend, but whatever. So he's dropping me off at her house. And mind you, she's like super financially secure and she has a really pretty house. So he's like, yo, is this the friend you was talking about earlier? And I'm like, yeah, that's her. And he's like, oh, okay, with a house like this? Yeah, I got a friend for her. And I'm like, okay, so when I showed you her, she was not enough. But now that you see her house, this is what she brings to the table, her finances. Ladies, you should be enough. He should not need to know about your finances to see if you're enough. If that's the case, he's not it.
What do I bring to the table? Okay, I made a video of my marriage requirements. This is what I bring. Everything I mentioned. I don't have any baggage. I will not be broke when I get married. Currently broke. I'm just a graduate. Be generous with the resources. That's the only thing I'm not going to be doing. Sorry, I'm looking for a guy who can provide resources. However, I will have resources. Money is a resource. Emotional intelligence, have that. Basic domestic skills, already have that. Anything else? There is obviously more. If a guy is going to marry you, he obviously finds you attractive, and he obviously finds you sexually attractive too. So that's another thing.
You know, I like to cook, I like to clean. Security, loyalty.
Yeah, twerk. We need a twerk. Yeah. For the coach cam.
Oh, okay, I'm reloading.
Hey, that was a fantastic way to tell us you bring nothing to the table. I appreciate it.
Yeah.